Absolutely.
Hey guys, sorry to cut you off. Some of my audio channels were working earlier. They weren't working when we went live, so none of that was being heard. You guys are now live. Sorry about that, everyone.
Oh. Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Classic Texas Time Machine and other nonsense I talk about at the beginning. As we see the pace car get ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Green means go, and we are underway at Texas.
Yeah, as we were mentioning before the green, we might see Tate Lytle just start and park, so keep an eye on the leader at the moment.
Well, big sideways for weeks off of the turn 2. See everyone having to go 3 wide trying to get by him. That could have been deadly. Everyone get through it as clean as you could hope for.
He's sideways again.
Oh, and he's sideways again, and they're 3 wide behind him trying to avoid running it over.
Somehow keeps it together for lap 1. We say green. And Tate Lytle, even with parental duties, might be able to pull away and put this one together. Who knows?
Absolutely, as Joshua Chin was looking to make it 3 wide, going to the top of 3 and 4. Tate continues to lead with Joey Bailey running in second.
Oh, there he goes. It's pulling down off into turn 3.
And that's going to give the lead to Joey Bailey.
Yeah, Bailey and Borges running 1-2 right now. It's great to see. They've been running strong all season, and great to see him closing out the year with some strong runs here.
Absolutely. He's shown some mega pace over the last couple weeks, bringing it home P2 last week at Pocono.
Got Joshua Chin really running the high line here a little further back in the pack. He's going to be up in the front in a matter of laps. I would say 2 or 3 laps even.
Yeah, Joshua Chin, major issues in qualifying. Crashed on his lone qualifying lap. Yes, lone qualifying lap. It was only 1 lap qualifying for everyone. Post the meme in the chat.
Always fun when maybe you're the first one to go out to be the test subject and be the first one to find out, hey, it was only 1 lap.
Yeah. We see Bailey opening it up over Ryan Borges here in P2. They are both pulling away from Tyler Fody.
I see more drivers maybe explore that high line. I wouldn't be surprised if we see that, because definitely more pace up there and might be able to save some tires. I know like with iRacing that it's kind of a little backwards with how that works, but what do you think? Running the high line might be the best opportunity right now.
I don't know. It's hard to really say, especially with how interesting these cars are. With I think Trent Roloff might have got the wall off of a turn 2. But yeah, since this car behaves a little differently than anyone's expecting, I honestly can't say for certain. See the replay of Roloff's incident is... Oh.
Maybe netcode or just a sudden movement of the wheel. Can't quite tell.
Yeah, I don't know if it was netcode, if he got spooked from Chris Wright sliding up a little bit and overcorrecting into the wall or what. But yeah, it's definitely a really hard movement.
So Joshua Chin up to 3rd now, looking on the outside of Ryan Borges, running 0.3 a lap quicker. It's pretty impressive at this point in the run.
Yeah, and he is absolutely ripping the lip. Look at that. high, wide, and handsome is the 93. Last week's race winner looking to make it 2 in a row. You see Phony and Tyler Pop battling for P4. Annie G going at it with a late Norgard. Big sideways for the 69. Who are able to hold on to it and hold on to the position.
Oh, Chin's in the wall up in 3. Keeps it going.
Yeah, I can't say I'm surprised about that one. You know as well as anyone that running up with the top, you're playing with fire. So sometimes you're gonna get burned. Leave a singe mark up there on the wall.
It was interesting timing too, because it looked like Tyler Pop was actually going for a move on Tyler Fody. And as that was happening, which kind of caused a little bit of a checkup and almost an incident between those two.
Yeah, near disaster for many cars up here in the top 5. See Weeks right behind Pop. He's trying to recover from his early lap issues. Started on the front row, did Matthew Weeks. Dropped a heap of positions trying to keep the rear of that 11 car underneath him. Ooh, things got real close between the Lake Norman teammates of Chris Wright and Ryan Gable. They're battling for position.
These cars look really spooky coming off the corners.
Well, that they do. And real spooky going into the corners as well.
Joshua Chin looks like might be having some connection issues, so keep an eye on that as Matthew Weeks goes to the inside of Tyler Pop into 3.
Yeah, surely not any PTSD for me as of late. With connection issues, but I digress. See Weeks to the inside of the 2. And he's going to sweep by pretty easily. Move Matthew Weeks back into the top 5.
Yeah, causing a bit of a stack up now behind him, you see.
Yeah, as Norgard and Gore continue their battle. See Ethan Stanley working his way through traffic.
Yeah.
First start in a while for Ethan Stanley.
I did notice Stanley decided to take a start at the end of the field, so maybe wasn't too entirely confident with his car. Wanted to get a few laps under himself before running with the main pack.
Yeah, that was quite strange.
Respectful, you know, that's nice of him to do. That was the case.
Absolutely is. He is all over the back of his former teammate Chris Wright. Jumps to the outside of the 25.
Oh.
Let's see. And he's gonna be able to hang on to the outside of Wright. See him wiggling, having to hold on to that car going down the back straightaway.
Chin really had no issue getting to the front using that high side, but it's kind of stalled out in 3rd. But we'll see if Stanley can kind of keep that high line going the same way.
Yeah, you saw Stanley get the wall on corner exit. Had to hold on to it. Car not behaving nearly as good for Stanley as it was for Chin, but Stanley is gonna get the pass done on Wright. See Trent Roloff, doesn't look like too much damage for that 08 car. As Tyler Fody is all over the back of Joshua Chin. I think the tires on that 93 are starting to go off here.
Maybe a little overheating by going as quick as he was and using that high line.
Yeah, but considering he started in 18th, you know, you got to do what you got to do. And yeah, he's going to probably give up some positions here by the time the first pit stops happen. He's still probably going to be, I'd say, at worst, 7th or 8th. Yeah. So that's a huge gain and makes the race a lot easier from there, as you don't have to drive as hard and get as many positions as you had to here on the initial start.
A really interesting line now by Chin is he's kind of running mid to high and then apexing late off the bottom of the corner. It's really different to see, and especially in 1 and 2, I picked up on it.
Yeah, it's almost as if he's running a lane high to get out of the dirty air of the 40.
Like an IndyCar.
Yeah, you know, because these things were definitely known for all their dirty air and aero wash. Yep, it was definitely a major issue back in the early 2000s, totally.
Oh, Gap really closing up front, by the way. Not sure if Bailey had an issue, but his lap time's dropping. And Borges now right on the doorstep.
Yeah, Ryan is running him down. And meanwhile, Chin also had a moment of his own. And now Matthew Weeks is looking to the inside of the 93, and Weeks is going to make the pass. Ooh,
Yeah,
and
tires are really starting to fluctuate.
Yeah, Bailey might have got the wall a little bit himself. It looked like there were sparks coming off of the wall when the 35 exited the corner. Yeah, Borges is now all over or just near all over the back of Bailey.
Cody just sitting there waiting to pounce if anything goes wrong with the top two.
Yeah, and you know Fody was likely just pacing himself and saving.
Yeah. Everything just going according to plan, I would say.
Absolutely.
Off into one, almost side by side for the lead. Borges really looking for a way around, maybe take the high line. We'll see.
Yeah, there's so much pace in that 42 car now.
Wants to go low. It's like natural instinct, but I don't know if the pass can be made that on the low line.
Yeah, or if you even want to try to make the pass on the low line with what we've been seeing. And he gets the memo. Borges jumps to the outside of Bailey. He's looking, not able to get the position on him, but he's running the outside now. Is he going to try to make as much momentum as he can? And he's going to keep the nose to the outside of the 35. And here comes Ryan Borges, battling for the lead as they go off down into 3. Borges going way high now. Absolutely victors. He's going to have all the momentum, and he's going to clear. Ryan Borges takes the lead in Texas, and Tyler Fody looking to follow him through as Fody onto the outside of the 35. Bailey doing everything he can, trying to keep the pace with Tyler Fody, and he's not gonna. Tyler Fody will take over second, and here comes Matthew Weeks on the scene as well. Tires clearly starting to fall off of our former race leader here. Now the big question is, when do we get those pit cycles?
Yeah. See, we're at lap 26 right now. I imagine we'd at least make it another 20 laps. That's just my guess, though.
Yeah, meanwhile, a little bit further back, Cale Pocock and Daniel Gore are battling.
Got Weeks going for third.
The 11 to the inside of Joey Bailey. Now it's Bailey's turn to see if he can make some momentum on the outside. Off of the corner, and he will not. Matthew Weeks takes over third.
It's like someone just took a Yahtzee container and threw the cars in. This is where we landed here after about 5 laps. Everything just flipped upside down.
No kidding. Now we're looking to see what Tyler Fody can do and how long Ryan Borges can hold him off.
And we got this incredible battle here up front. Don't want to take our eyes off that, but even further back, they are still just side by side going back and forth with positions. It's great racing all through the field. Yeah,
Chin is really starting to fall off now. Lost the spot to Gore, losing the spot to Pocock, and now Leighton Orgard not that far behind to see if he can take another spot.
40 to the lead.
Yeah, Fody to the lead.
new race leader Tyler Fode to the point here at Texas.
I think that answers our question, though, about the high line and what it does to the tires. Joshua Chin being the one to try it out and gave us the results.
Yeah, and the results are coming back ghastly. Like,
Yeah.
I figured he was going to fall back, but good gracious, I didn't think he'd be falling back this much this soon.
Yeah, Stanley still running 12, so he hasn't really moved up much more since we were checking on him either. It seems that Highline may have worn off his tires, but the top three now only separated by about a second.
And I think it's going to be closing as you see Weeks running down Borges.
Now Weeks has got to be thinking, if I had a better start to this race, I could be out front right now.
No kidding.
Sometimes this 40 car, though, in a long run is just inevitable. He's going to find his way out front, especially when the 56 car isn't out there.
Absolutely. But still a great run for Ryan Borges here.
Yeah, really well done. I think definitely has a chance still at this race. A lot to play out. We have 130 laps even, and all it takes is one restart to go his way or a shorter run. You never know.
Absolutely. As Borges and Gable had a nice little battle of their own, got real close between the two off of turn 2. As Ethan Stanley is starting to arrive on the premises.
Now, a lot of drivers really exploring some adventurous lines, I'll say.
Yeah, you got that right.
Gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, though.
And it looks like Borges is actually starting to stretch the gap on Weeks.
Oh, Bailey into turn 3 was sideways, going the whole backstretch. Saves it now.
Oh, they're 3 wide. They are 3 wide right now.
So, oh my gosh.
Look at that. Bailey, Pop, and Pocock 3 wide for P4. As Daniel Gore jumps in. Gore, P2 in the championship. He's trying to get as much points as he can, trying to hang on to that point spot. Whoa! Sideways from Pocock. Kale hits the wall and bounces off of it again. These cars are a lot more robust on the sim, but you have to imagine that even still, with a hit like that, he's going to have damage as we are still 3 wide once again. Oh, Bailey shuts the door in Gore's face. Gore has to clip the grass, and that's going to cost him a whole lot of momentum. Cost him a spot to Pocock, and Gable trying to join as well. Pocock, Gore again. And there goes Gable, and Stanley right behind Gore now. And Pocock, it doesn't look like he's any worse for the wear with his wall contact, as he's past Bailey and now heating up Tyler Pop trying to get P4.
These cars are like grocery carts.
No kidding. Gable and Pocock are ripping the lip here in 1 and 2 as Gore jumps down and gets by Bailey. Joey Bailey is in free fall mode here. The tires on that 35 are gone. The early leader tonight is struggling. Yeah, no kidding.
And this makes just feel like this run lasts forever as a driver with tires falling off like that. Like, it's only been 38 laps, but it probably feels like about 308 laps.
Yeah, that just a big bummer for Bailey. Sideways for Kale.
Pretty like just a turn 2 camera.
Kale is wheeling that thing as you see Stanley get by Gore. Kale once again all over the back of Tyler Pop. Dave Huckleberry on pit road as we see Chris Wright get by Joshua Chin. I think Joshua Chin has lost almost all the track position he had gained.
Yeah, he's back to 13th now.
Yeah, that is rough. Absolutely rough.
Gore is having a hard time. He's been in the wall a bit. Gable's been in the wall. Who hasn't at this point, right?
Absolutely. Dot Pocock is past Tyler Pop, holding on to P4 as Dustin Dorr gets by Joshua Chin.
Surprised a lot of these wheels don't have that white concrete powdered into them.
No kidding. Now Chris Wright getting by Joey Bailey. Oh, Danny G bringing it in. First pitter of the front runner. Sorry, Victor, but Danny G is the first one to stop.
He's the first one to say, screw this.
Yeah. Screw you guys. I'm going home.
I'm getting sires. I'm done.
And makes you wonder who's going to join him. Ryan Borges, he's given the command. He's going to be bringing it down.
Hey, it's about a 2.5 second gap to the lead, so maybe a good call to come in a little early.
Yeah, Pop in, Bailey in. You saw D West bringing it down.
And it'll have to keep Fody on his toes because Weeks stayed out. So if they split that strategy, it's going to cause Fody to have to decide one or the other.
Yeah. Now we'll get the answer on the age-old question, undercut or overcut.
Kind of leaning undercut this one.
Yeah. I think you're... Oh, Gable on the wall.
Yeah, at least temporarily, I think it's the right call. But as we've seen how bad these tires fall off, it might be worth trying to stay out as long as you can if you're someone like Fody running good lap times right now.
Well, I think the tires are only really wearing this bad if you're pushing it hard.
Yeah.
I feel like if you take care of it, you'll be in a better position, and I think that's why Carlos is leaning undercut because of that fact alone. It's not like a Darlington or a Fontana where just going around the track at any speed is killing the tires. I think if you're conscientious about it, you'll be okay. As we see Gable in.
Take notes from running the high line earlier.
Oh, Gable overshot his box. That's going to cost him some time as you see Chin bringing it into his box. And of course, Ethan Stanley, this time not one of the early ones to pit. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 10 times, shame on me.
Yeah, knock on wood. I think he's finally shook that curse. Maybe it was just the fact he's been gone for so long, but I don't know. Haven't had to deal with that for a while.
Yeah, he's definitely not given the option to get Ethan Stanley in this race. As Pocock, he's going to be bringing it in, and there's P2, Matthew Weeks. So you have to imagine that Fody's going to be pit within the next lap or two here.
Yeah, definitely. Borges is running some pretty quick lap times right now, about a second quicker than the leader.
Oh, Kale overshot his box. Oh, that is unfortunate for the man running P4 before the stop started. As Weeks is down and away. There goes Pocock.
Yeah, Borges made up a lot of time being the first one in.
you see they are just passing the cars that are still out like they're standing still. Layton looks like he's out there driving the ARCA car with the pace difference.
Yeah, is this multi-class racing?
It sure feels like it is. Tyler Fody continues to stay out here.
Is he maybe going for a two-stop?
It possibly. It's the only thing that would make sense to me at this point. Oh, we're gonna be 3 wide here. Gable and D West splitting this.
Wow.
Staying out car of a late Norgard. You can almost hear the screams of that 12 as everyone just driving by it. Mock Jesus.
Like he got a parachute on his car.
No kidding. This is the difference in tires, ladies and gentlemen. As there goes Gable past Johnny Thomas, who is also staying out right now. Part of the top 5 is Fody, Stanley Thomas, Dustin Dorr, and now Chris Wright has just overtaken Norgard. Is Norgard finally bringing it down? He's had enough.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think what's going on here, it's got to be these 4 or so drivers are definitely going for the two-stop race. Borges is closing up on the leader to get his lap back, running now more than a second quicker each lap. 1.2 quicker that last time by.
The Norgard making his way out of pit road. And Stanley bringing it in. Ethan Stanley is on pit road. Nope, sounds like Johnny Thomas is bringing it in as well.
Here comes Fody. Now that does not put them at mathematically the two-stop unless they extend one of those stints by about 5 to 10 laps.
Yeah, so that makes things quite interesting now.
Borges will certainly inherit the lead here, but for how long, as we will have fresher tires on that 40 car coming through pretty quick.
And it'll be interesting to see how much time Fody has lost.
Wow.
There's Fody on the exit pit road.
Don't believe he had any issues on pit road. I didn't see anything. But yeah, it looks like he lost even more time than I thought he would.
Yeah, see Joey Bailey right behind him now. He is P8, almost 11 seconds behind.
Now time to put on that red cape and go fly.
Yeah, and he's already starting going by D West. As there's Kyle Hanshaw bringing it down pit road. Ryan Borges, your race leader, with a 3.1 second lead over Matthew Weeks.
Yeah, nobody around him in front or behind. That is, well, I guess there's one car, a little bit of traffic up ahead, but just not enough to affect him yet. And just nice Sunday drive right now for Borges.
But Fody is coming. He's already knocked out a half a second that last lap.
This would be a Tuesday evening drive.
Yeah. Fody already back into the top 5 here.
Yeah, he's running that was the last lap at 29.832, not far off his best lap time of the race. So he's really laying down some near qualifying laps while going through traffic.
Fody knocks off another 4/10 while passing a car.
This lap's going to be huge.
Yeah. Let's see, off of the corner, and the lead is down to... only 4/10 that lap.
Yeah. I don't think he had an issue on pit road. He may have, but, you know, if anything, just sliding forward a bit. I don't have to look back and see.
So you see the breakdown in split times. That time, another 3.5 tenths. So he's gonna get there, but definitely not at the rate of knots I think we were all anticipating, as he's all over the back of Gore. Gore gets a little sideways, and there goes Fody to the inside. And he's gonna clear. Fody up into 4th. Only a 10th that time as he got by the 69.
Very interesting how this is all playing out right now, especially if we stay green. And, you know, we've had a lot of cars sideways off of corners left and right here, but no cautions, and fingers crossed we can keep it that way and see how this all plays out.
Absolutely. Is you see Matthew Weeks unlapping himself past the race leader. Okay, that time half a second for Tyler Fody.
It's actually Chris Wright getting his lap back there.
Is that not what I said?
Weeks.
Gosh darn it.
It's okay. Too much NyQuil.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, wow, look at the times now. That is what we were expecting. 6/10. That last lap, that Tyler Fody is ripped off of the race lead. And 4/10 that time. Yeah, I'd say it's probably another 5-6 laps before we see Fody challenging for the lead, as he's already run down Tyler Pop.
Now, do you believe the guys get much draft here at Texas going down the straights?
Honestly, with how much they've messed with the draft model in this car, I don't know if the draft even exists anymore. While further in the field, Pocock and David Westergreen doing battle for P8, and it looks like Pocock is going to get it done.
Yeah, Fody going inside on turn 3 now.
Yep. Pop running high, trying to fight it. Nothing he can do. Fody back up to 3rd.
Now, if you think about Borges, who's currently leading, he did 42 laps on his first stint. Where he's at right now, 23 laps on his current set of tires. That's already halfway through this next set of tires. So it'll be interesting to see when he decides to take that next stop.
Yeah, that's the interesting thing is, will Fody catch up to him before Borges decides to make pit stop number 2?
Yeah. Because if Bodie can't do a two-stopper, then it was kind of all for naught.
Yeah. Is the likelihood of him being able to save another like 10 laps or so to make it on just one more stop, it's not very high.
Yeah, lifting like as soon as you come off the corner.
Yeah. Meanwhile, some of the other
second, sorry.
Oh, you're good. Yeah, I was just about to point out some of the other early stoppers are now starting to lose their track position. Ryan Gable goes by Daniel Gore to get back into the top 5.
Weeks is closing up on Borges, as Fodi is also obviously closing up on the 2 of them, but we might have a convergence of 3 cars all at once here shortly.
Yeah, Weeks pitted a lot later than Borges, but not as late as Fodi. See, look at that. All of that green is red if you're Ryan Borges.
Fodi continues to run a half-second quicker lap after lap.
Now Bailey and Daniel Gore are battling for position. Bailey looks to be on a bit of a recovery drive here after how hard his tires fell off in the first stint. Oh, he gets by Gore, but Daniel looks to the inside, trying to pull the crossover. Not going to do it. Tugs back behind. Now Joey Bailey up into P6.
See Joshua Chitt not too far back of those drivers in 9. Wonder if he's been more conservative with his tires this time around, not running that high line as much.
Yeah, you're hoping for his sake. That's exactly what he is doing. While you see the lead trio are starting to get closer and closer to one another.
It's really crazy how this is timing out, though. They're just all going to join up like simultaneously here.
You're right. This is awesome. This is what's great about a long green flag run. Seeing all the different strategies meet at once, as you see Pocock now going past Gore. It's like the early pit stop. Oh, big sideways for Pocock. Kale absolutely having to dirt track it. And there goes Gore right back in front again. Oh, wow. Kale got the apron. That was a really interesting line. And and he gets the wall again. That time he got the beginning of the safer barrier where it started.
Wow.
That had to have caused, yeah, but that had to cause some damage. Again, these cars are more robust than they should be, but surely. He jumps to the outside again. Meanwhile, Fodi is all over Weeks. Yeah, that is wild. Oh, and he got the wall again.
He knows something we don't.
Cale Pocock is must-see TV right now.
Fodi around the outside for second.
Yeah, Tyler making it look fairly easy. Weeks giving it all he can. He's Still got the nose to the inside of Fody. But
Nice
nothing
pass.
doing. Tyler Fody back to P2. And yeah, Pocock does have to have something wrong as he's not making up the ground that he was earlier.
Made some aerodynamic adjustments.
Yeah.
For the
As there
lead.
goes Fody. He's got the outside of Ryan Borges.
Nicely done outside, back-to-back laps, and takes the lead.
Yes, sir. Nothing Ryan Borges can do. Tyler Fody gonna take this lead back, and makes you wonder how soon are we gonna see the 42 in. As there goes Weeks by.
Yeah, if you consider Borges pitted on lap 42, he's on lap 35 of his current stint, so may not be too far off for him.
Yeah, I feel like it's only gonna be a matter of. Oh! Pocock in the wall again! Almost like carbon copy of the earlier wall contact entering turn 3.
It's like helping the car rotate under the corner.
Gosh, I've
Yeah.
never seen anyone hit that particular part of the wall that many times in one race.
Like Roloff maybe had an issue down the backstretch too as the leaders went by. I'm not sure if he got the wall up a turn 2, but a little bit off pace down the front stretch.
Yeah, I don't think that car likes Cale Pocock anymore. He is having to hold on to it. See Dave Huck back on pit road. It's like Cale tried to maybe take the inside, but Gore jumped to the bottom.
Yeah, these guys just giving it everything they got back here for 8th. It's 7th, 8th, 9th. Just great battle. These cars are hard enough to battle on their own, but they're going side by side, you know, corner after corner. It's great.
Yeah, and you just see how hard they are working the wheel. And somehow they're doing this while starting to catch up to Joey Bailey a little bit.
Definitely in that sketchy part of the run, you know, or in that second half where the tires were really falling off and we were seeing guys go sideways lap after lap off of turn 2.
Yeah, just hanging on for dear life. Cale trying once again. Looks like he's not gonna complete it. Daniel hanging to the inside.
Oh, and just like that, we are at halfway through this race. It's gone by quick, I feel.
Absolutely. Oh, Danny G bringing it in.
So right on cue, hitting the halfway point, coming to pit road.
And Wester Green joining him as well.
Gives Pocock a bit of breathing room.
Yeah, as he goes by Bailey. You have to imagine that Bailey is going to be bringing it in soon. And I think Borges might be pitting in.
Yes, he is.
Yep, and here's Bailey. We're looking at Ethan Stanley, who's once again not going to pit early. Avoiding getting Ethan Stanley. As Borges is down and away.
They must have had a long talk with this crew chief.
That's the worst thing about iRacing is you can't throw your crew chief under the bus because you're the crew chief.
Yeah. That is one of the hardest parts, though, about iRacing. It is how involved you have to be with the adjustments and pit stops and, fuel calculations, things of that nature. And not having a crew chief in certain races can be very difficult.
Absolutely. You're just having to. You basically feel like the woman doing math in her head meme.
Yeah.
Trying to make all these calculations on track while battling for position at times.
Yeah,
it's
clicking
not
buttons
easy.
and
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, God, I wish where's someone to do this for me,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, Gable overshoots his box again. Second pit stop in a row.
Hard to find that brake pedal when you don't use it all race, too.
Yeah.
Not sure how much they're using it here. They must be using a bit of brake through the corners, I imagine.
I feel like they are. I feel like you have to. There's roll off by Stanley on the freshies. Joshua Chin and Matthew Weeks in much earlier pit stop than he had on the first run.
Yeah, by quite a few laps. See if that changes Fode's play call at all.
I can't imagine it will, since he was able to knock off 10 seconds in like 10 laps. Norgar bringing it in.
Great job by these drivers so far here today. I don't believe we've had any incidents on track even, despite no yellows. So, knock on wood, been a great race so far here.
Absolutely. As you see, most of the cars that stayed out late on the first run are doing so once again. Fode, Stanley, Listendor.
Fode right now with a 20-second lead over second place Johnny Thomas and Ethan Stanley.
Yeah, that's wild.
Gorgeous and Weeks, they have hit 6th and 7th place. They're about 5 seconds behind the leader right now, trying to make up that time. Get their lap back.
Thomas and Ethan Stanley continuing to battle while on this late running strategy. There goes Pocock by.
One thing we may have not mentioned at the beginning, but drivers in practice were talking about the amount of wind that they were feeling in these cars. So that could also have something to do with you seeing these cars get pretty upset off quick corner exits and even the entries. It's not just the tires. We have really significant wind speed out there, about 15 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I know you can feel it in certain cars at certain tracks, but 15, I think, is a threshold where you can feel it in any car at any track.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, right now I'm getting the live information, and it's fluctuating between 13 to 15 miles an hour. The wind is kind of going, pushing towards the backstretch, so it's helping these guys get a little more miles per hour heading into turn 3 and 4.
Could explain some cars maybe getting up a little higher than they'd like to on entry there.
Yeah, it's 3 wide. Hanshaw, Norgard, and Stanley.
Nice pass. Oh, it's not over.
Because there goes Norgard finally as he just burns by Thomas. Now Norgard is the one just walking away from everyone on the fresher tires.
The gap continues to grow first to second from Bodie to Johnny Thomas. Meanwhile, Borges and Weeks are just about to get their lap back.
Yeah, you see Tyler Brody just about in frame. So I'm guessing Fode's probably gonna run it dry once again.
Or just taking it easy, getting by here, maybe losing a bit of time to Weeks. It's interesting if he might rattle his cage a bit, but Bodie now coming downhill. Hey.
A little earlier than what he did earlier.
Yeah, definitely. So this puts him at 67 to go to the finish. We haven't seen a single car go further, I believe, than even 53 laps.
Then you imagine these two are also going to be pitting in this time. Nope, they are not. So then you imagine Fode is probably going to split these final laps in half, maybe bring it down around lap 33, 133 rather.
Yeah. I don't know if a 2-tire stop would work, or you could take less fuel on a shorter stop.
Yeah, these three seem like they are absolutely committed in running it dry. But those that have already pitted are just about to pass them. Matthew Weeks is only 4.5 seconds behind your race leader, Johnny Thomas.
And as things stand after the stops, Tyler Fode is about 7.5 seconds back of Ryan Borges. Or actually, Matthew Weeks has gotten by Borges, so make that about 8.5 seconds back of Matthew Weeks. So keep an eye on that with the fresh tires.
Weeks got another second off that time. And crossing the line, it's another second off.
Did you just see the lap that Fode put in?
No, what was it?
29.448.
Shoo.
Back-to-back 29.4 laps. Track is cooling down a little bit.
Wind is picked up to 16 miles an hour.
Here comes Matthew Weeks to the outside of Ethan Stanley. Nothing Stanley can do. There goes Weeks.
So we had about 18, 20 cars in this race, and I think we have about 18 to 20 different strategies.
Yeah, Thomas just gave the command. He's finally bringing it in. As Weeks will jump to the outside before Thomas even gets to pit road. New race leader, Matthew Weeks. There's Door as well, so the only one that still stayed out is Ethan Stanley. Man, Ethan Stanley must be thinking, man, I get cautions all the time when I pit early, but the one time I need a caution to come out with everyone else pitting early and I don't get one. But
It is messed up.
I think Stanley is okay though with the other 100 races he's won this season and various other elite series. And he's bringing it in this time. And now we watch. Fody is only 4 seconds back of Matthew Weeks.
Yeah, the split in difference of fresh tires between Weeks and Cody, like you mentioned, was a bit shorter this time. Only 10 lap fresher tires this go around as opposed to about 15 laps the previous stint. And that could certainly come into play as Cody's tires could wear out a bit sooner, preventing him from catching Weeks.
Yeah, but so far it doesn't look like it, as Fody cut about a second off that last time. It's another 6/10 off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that 40 car looks about near unstoppable tonight. So we're watching Stanley and Thomas make their way up with the absolute freshest tires of anyone on the track.
Making the move for second, Cody to the inside.
It's going to be held up a little bit, trying to put David Westergreen a lap down. That's going to help Fody. Fody completes the pass on Borges.
Yeah, gap now, just about 1.5 seconds up to Weeks. And if you're Weeks, I don't know, just thinking here, maybe pitting when Cody gets to him.
Yeah, that's going to be tough because then you're basically having to go full fuel run. Because Fody's going to be on him within the next 2 laps at worst. So that's going to be a long time for Weeks to make the final run stretch. Joshua Chin is turning into a P6 run right now.
Wow.
Good recovery from him. He's not far from Joey Bailey, who's also kind of turned around his fortunes after fading hard towards the end of that first run. And here comes Tyler Fode. Fode inching ever closer to the race leader. Look at how much ground he gains. Matthew Weeks is going to give Fode everything he's got. And that was everything he's got.
It's like he lassoed him and just pulled him in.
Good, now let him have it. You can have it.
Hey, that's my position. Great, now let him have it. You can have it. Of course, obviously, we know that Weeks was legitimately doing everything he could, but that's the difference in tires. Tyler Fode making it look easy on a pass that is definitely not easy. Weeks not the easiest person to pass whatsoever. But nothing Matthew can do on that.
4/10 a lap difference right now between Fode and Weeks. Doesn't matter where you are on track, where you place the car, it's inevitable at that point. Just under 50 laps to go.
Yes, sir. Time is continuing to tick past here.
Borges, if he continues his pit stop strategy, he's been on 42 laps each stint. We'll see if he comes in about 7 laps time.
Yeah, I'd wager that you're probably going to be right on that. Meanwhile, Ray Gable got by Joshua Chin, and now he's trying to get up to Joey Bailey to take the last spot in the top 5. Stanley still trying to work hard on getting his lap back. He is about half a lap from doing so. It really shows the difference in running really long compared to everyone else who pitted fairly early. So far, not too many super close battles here.
Yeah, everything really stretching out right now.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Gore and Norgard are starting to get close to one another.
Just about a 2-second lead now for Tyler Fode.
Yeah, I think once he got by, he's kind of backed off a little bit because you think he would have been able to pull away a lot faster, but no real need for him to push at all at this point.
Still making about 3/10 a lap, so able to drive smoothly and pull away.
our calculations are correct, Borges should be bringing it down next time by. Gable continues to rip the lip. Just making so much speed on that high side. Oh, Cale Pocock has retired from the race.
Oh, I'll have to take a look, see if anything happened here.
And Borges is pitting for 42 once again, making a 42 lap run.
Yeah, I'm taking a look at Cale. It looks like he did have an issue on lap 107 here, off of turn 2 perhaps. Yeah, he caught the apron that he was running earlier, that apron line, and actually put him in the wall.
That's unfortunate for Cale, having a great run tonight.
That unique line, I couldn't believe it was actually working at first.
Honestly. As Bailey is also in, there's Tyler Pop. Here comes Gore as well. And Westergreen. Oh yeah, there's the replay of Pocock's incident. Wow, that is a hard hit. I'm amazed that not bring out a caution.
Yeah, pretty good job. Good job at saving it and keeping it from a caution coming out.
See, Ryan Gable is bringing it down as well. Oh my goodness, caution is out.
And Weeks was just hitting pit lane. I think he might have got a penalty. He was literally committed already and could not turn out.
I think he got away. I'm not seeing a flag. Sounds like Tyler Pop was the one responsible.
Yeah, Weeks was indeed already in pit road when the caution came out.
So Pop's got that apron that we saw Pocock get.
Yeah, it just looks like he lost it on pit exit.
Oh, he was on exit? Okay.
Yeah, pushing too hard on the cold tires. Now, what does this do to the lineup of the race? Wow, this has just thrown everything into chaos.
Sure has.
Alrighty, well, in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and take a quick break and we'll be back shortly. All right, we are back. We are about to take the green. You see all kinds of craziness with the non-wave around cars here. It's a pace car, makes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Ryan Borges will lead us to the restart zone. Greeny is going. We're back underway at Texas. But of course, Borges is not the race leader. It is Tyler Fode right there. Fode has all these cars trying to hold on to the lead lap, and he has to get by.
And Joshua Chin, all the meanwhile, up to second now, looking to get by for the lead.
Yeah, and you see Fode is going to have to fight hard. He's got that 91 Ethan Stanley, who
sideways.
Gable spinning into the infield.
No caution.
Save.
And we're still green.
3 wide into 1.
Yeah, that was the break that everyone was hoping for, and they're not going to get it.
Stacked up in front of Fode.
Oh, boy.
Chin going to the inside for the lead.
Whoa, there's near contact between these two. This is getting wild. Chin to the inside. He's going to clear Fode. He goes by Gore.
Now looking high side.
Cannot get by Chris Wright.
Gore into the wall.
See Chin to the inside of Chris Wright now.
Oh,
No, there's
Wright.
contact. Little bit of bumping and banging between Wright and Chin, and here comes Fode with a huge run because of that.
Right,
that
not
wind.
happy.
It's 18 miles an hour.
Oh my gosh.
That is crazy. Is Chin trying to hold off Tyler Fode. Whoa, so close. Fode can't make it. Chin will hold on. Oh, Chin slips up in the center. Fode with another run. He has his teammate Chris Wright giving him a shove pass. Tyler Fode will take the lead back, and
shoves him up.
little bit of a hip check from Wright.
Yeah, he was not happy with what happened to him down here in turn 3.
No, he
There
was.
we go.
There's contact between Chin
Yeah.
and Wright again, and they're going around. Oh,
Big
the
wreck.
radar guard piles into the 93.
That was the
Oh
promo.
boy. Oh boy, this is gonna be spicy.
Yeah, Chin could have had a good finish, but he just couldn't hold it together there with the incidents he was having with Chris Wright.
So let's take a look at that one again.
And this went on for a few laps.
Yeah. Unfortunate for a late Norgard, the innocent bystander, and these two playing grab ass with each other.
Yeah, did not want to lift and took himself out too.
And the 12 as well. Innocent bystander.
Yeah. It was probably about 2 laps before this where, oh, nowhere to go. About 2 laps before this where Chin tried to go into turn 3, and you mentioned the wind might have actually caused him to go up and catch Chris Wright's door. And Wright was not happy with it and let him know 2 laps in a row.
Yeah, now this is a big break for a few cars. I believe the lucky dog is gonna be Daniel Gore.
And you mentioned the teammates there, Chris Wright and Fode, is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, so sticking up for his teammate too. That's what Chris Wright was doing, trying to help him out. And just Chin, obviously, they disagreed over whose spot it was there.
Yeah, they sure did.
Fode first off pit road.
Yeah, and it looks like Johnny Thomas beats Weeks out. Dustin Dorr, but he's currently a lap down, so he'll be on the inside. But still, that's gonna mess up the plans for Matthew Weeks, losing that spot to Johnny Thomas on pit road.
That helps a lot of guys out, like Borges, you know, who was still in front of Fodi and basically about, 9/10 of a lap down, but now gets the
Yeah,
wave around and gonna help him out quite a bit.
yeah, he's back in contention.
One green.
And even if not a, for the win, at least a good finish because he was well deserving of a good finish with how he's ran today.
Absolutely. See Dewar moving down to the lap car lane.
The 3-wide lap car lane.
And
That'd be a good way to do it.
And it looks like Tyler Papa is going to be the one controlling this, as he's going to be in the same position everyone else was in, of trying to be ahead of everyone and hope for a caution.
Looks like Chris Wright was able to continue. He's back on track.
As there's so much confusion here.
Even Joshua Chin, is he back out?
Yes.
As the pace car makes a hard left-hand turn on a pit road, Pop will lead us to the green flag. Green means go. We're back underway. There's a whole lot of chaos.
Wow.
On the lap car lane, ends with Ryan Gable around again. And once again, no caution. If I had a nickel for every time.
Oh, spinning
no!
off too.
And there's Weeks and Bailey there in the
They
inside
keep it
wall.
going. Oh, but Weeks is gonna go.
Oh my goodness. What has happened? This race has gone off the rails now. That is... Matthew Weeks seemed like he was in the position to win the race. Now, that is all
Weeks
she wrote.
Just nowhere to go. He just went low and just kept going lower and lower into the wall.
Yeah, as you see, Johnny Thomas trying to get by the lap car, Dustin Dorr. So now Stanley has finally joined the fray here.
Stanley started shotgun on the field. He decided to take an EOL at the beginning of this race and finds himself up in third.
Oh, GT!
So sideways.
Oh, and here comes Stanley to the outside of Thomas.
Or just looking to crack the top three again.
As there goes Stanley, completes the pass on Thomas. Now he's going to see if he can run down Tyler Fode.
Weeks is taking it behind the garage.
Yeah, he is done for the night. Unfortunate turn of events for Matthew Weeks.
Yeah, I think potentially could have been a second place finish had this race stayed green.
Potentially even a win.
Yeah.
Stanley still behind the lap car door.
Noticing though the lap times, Fode 29.7, Ethan Stanley 29.5 that time by.
Yeah, I think Fode's probably just pacing himself and trying to leave a little in the tank, while everyone else is going to have to push to even get up to him. Meanwhile, Wright and Chin are exchanging pleasantries and compliments on each other's well-being.
For third.
There he is, Borges to the inside of Johnny Thomas. Johnny able to hold that momentum, and he stays to the outside of Borges.
Yeah, Stanley can clear Dewar. I'm not sure if, you know, Cody is probably saving a bit, but Stanley seems like he's got something for him.
Yeah, they're really not pulled away.
Stanley trying the high line, just anything to get by. Borges trying to close up on these two.
As Stanley finally looking to the inside of door.
That's the outside.
Ripping the lip now.
Should have a good run off of 2.
And now pulls across over to the inside of door. Dusty fight back, and he clears door. So now it's mono here for the race win. Meanwhile, despite the issue on the restart with Matthew Weeks, Joey Bailey is still running P6 despite that.
Wow.
So good for Bailey, and it doesn't look like there's any damage on the 35 as well.
Yeah, he kind of used Weeks as a cushion there into the wall. So
Yeah.
Fortunate for Weeks, though.
Now I
Stanley
think
really
Bodie,
trying to. Oh, sorry.
I was just gonna say, I think Bodie's now starting to open it back up.
Yeah, Stanley looks like he's trying to search for some extra speed, maybe on the high line, but the tire's wearing off a bit sooner on his car than on Bodie's. A tale as old as time, right? Bodie and Stanley.
Yeah, honestly. Wow, these three have started to gap Johnny Thomas, who's holding on to a commanding P4. Got
Yeah,
himself
awesome,
got himself 2 seconds over Daniel Gore. It's a good run for Gore, though. I know he wants to hang on to P2 in the points, and this is going to help him do that tremendously.
About a 1/10 of a second a lap now for Bodie.
Yeah, now he's starting to show that pace he's been holding on to. And now Borges looks to try to get by Door and see if he can join Ethan Stanley to fight for second.
Yeah, fortunately for Bodie, getting around Pop isn't immediate, like a necessity, as he does have a bit of a gap back to Stanley, but you know Pop's not going to make it easy to get by. He's still got his chance to get the wave around here if a caution should fly.
Absolutely.
But Pop, it looks like he's going to fall in behind. Nicely done.
Yeah, Bodie on much fresher tires than the 2 car.
I think that's all she wrote. If Bodie can just keep it clear traffic, I don't know if there's anything that can be done from behind here.
Yeah, I wager you're probably right about that, Victor. As Borges clears Door. Does he have anything for the 91 here?
It's been a little quicker, couple laps, but then he had to deal with some traffic. Let's see if he can close that gap back up. 10 laps to go.
So far, we're keeping an eye on the gaps as we cut it to 9 to go. Tyler Bodie 1.3 up on Stanley, who is about less than 8/10 up on Borges. And Daniel Gore is going to have his hands full with Joey Bailey here.
Cody really finding another gear in these last couple laps, I tell you.
Yeah, he's putting a stamp on this thing.
Sending it priority.
Yeah. Borges and Stanley maintaining about equal pace here. Seven to go at the line. Yeah, that gap P2 to P3 has been sticking at 7/10 pretty much the last 3 laps. Danny G's starting to stretch his advantage out over Bailey. This is essentially the closest battle on the track. As Westergreen battling with Hanshaw in front of Danny G. This is not a battle for position. Hanshaw 2 laps down, Westergreen 1 lap down. Score around the outside of his teammate David Westergreen. Going to be a big help to him holding off Bailey here.
That time running out.
Bailey not losing any time. Still about 4/10 or so. We got 4 laps to go. Everything staying consistent as it is. Stanley starting to pull away bit by bit from Ryan Borges. Three laps to go from Texas.
Yeah, great job by Fody here today. He's really been the quickest car for most of the race. Borges had a good one at the first half, but Fody with that strategy just really came to the front.
And the absolute pace too. Like pulling that overcut would not have worked if Fody didn't have the pace to just run everyone down like that. Gotta have speed to make a strategy work.
Yes,
and Fody has plenty of it. 2 laps to go.
Yeah, looking for his 3rd win on the season. Be a good way to close it out with only 1 race left next up his homestead.
Yes, they're the traditional finale, it feels like, with these cars. Here we go, off of turn 4. Tyler Fody's going to take the white flag. 1 lap to go from Texas Motor Speedway. Tyler Fody with yet another absolutely dominating performance. You said it, Vic. He's been in control of this one pretty much from the drop of the green flag. The Lone Star State, there isn't a brighter star right now than Tyler Fody. Off of turn 4, Tyler Fody will win at Texas. Stanley gonna bring it home in 2nd, and Ryan Borges brings him home 3rd. Thomas and Danny G will bring it home in the top 5.
A nice win for Tyler Fody. survived a bit of late race chaos there with some lap traffic in front on those restarts. And, anything could have happened there, and he was able to make it work and come home clean and get the win.
Yeah, that could have easily gone pear-shaped. Could have easily been caught up into a wreck, but he stayed strong, stayed alive. And Tyler Fode is gonna burn it down. And as Fode burns it down, we're gonna go ahead and go through the final results of tonight's race. Your race winner, Tyler Fode from Ethan Stanley and Ryan Borges. Johnny Thomas and Daniel Gore round out the top 5. Joey Bailey, Joshua Chin, Tyler Pop, Dustin Gore, and David Westergreen round out the top 10 and take it away, Victor, for the rest of the finishing order.
Oh, 1 second, man. Can you do it?
In 11th, we have Chris Wright. 12th, Ryan Gavel. 13th, Kyle Hanshaw. Trent Roloff finishes in 14th. Dave Huckleberry in 15th. Dave, may I mention, you said your name is David, so your webcam didn't show up correctly. Come on, man. Matthew Weeks in 16th, and Leighton Norgard finishing in 17th. Kel Peacock having an issues with the apron in turns 1 and 2, finishing in 18th. Tate Lytle on number 1, Dad, started and parked after starting near the front, and we'll finish that last in 19th.
Alrighty, and let's take a look to see if we have any of our interviewees in the waiting room. We do not as of yet.
Still doing donuts out there on the front stretch, I believe.
Yeah.
Great race, though. A lot of good guys getting some good finishes there that we've seen almost get that win this year, and just great to see a few drivers, though, with some top 5s there we don't usually see.
Absolutely. It's good to see Johnny Thomas up there bringing home top 5.
We have Ryan in the waiting room.
All right, let's go ahead and move him up and get started. Ryan, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yep, I got you.
Well, fantastic run for you tonight. You were a contender from pretty much the green flag there.
Yeah, well, it didn't feel like it after about 20 laps in the run. Tyler just pulled away from everybody after the tires started to wear. I don't know what I was doing, but I was trying to be easier and easier on the tires each run, and it just kept burning up the right front about halfway through and just dropping like a rock. But at least the race started good for me, so that was good. And I guess I was fortunate there with all the craziness that happened when that caution came out during pit cycles. 1, to get my lap back, and then 2, to somehow cycle back up to the top 3. But yeah, it wasn't a bad race. I'll take it for sure.
Yeah, take us through what was going through your mind with everything kind of going crazy there when we got that caution.
I mean, I figured my race was over. Not over, but you know, I figured I was just gonna be trapped either a lap down or right on the edge of getting lapped again. But got fortunate with the when the caution came out, and just kind of, I mean, there was a small enough amount of cars that were in the lead lap. Once I got waved back around, I was right back in it and back on equal tires. So that definitely helped. And then also, I think I had a couple other guys in front of me get together, and I was like, oh, I'm up to 2nd or 3rd there, and I just had nothing there for Tyler all night. He was just the class of the field. So shout out to him, and shout out to Ethan for, I didn't see him for most of the race, and he was pretty fast there on the last run. So shout out to those guys. I just didn't have anything for him.
Yeah, but it was still a heck of a performance from you. any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you'd like to give before we let you go?
Sure. Just shout out to Shift Esports for having me on this year. Definitely looking forward to next season, and gotta thank you guys in the booth for doing a good job, and Elite Racing League for having us all.
Alrighty, we appreciate you, Ryan, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Hopefully. That's the plan. Thank you, guys.
No problem. That is our third place finisher, Ryan Borges, and gonna toss it over to Victor, who's gonna talk to our runner-up, Ethan Stanley.
All right, here's our second place finisher today, Ethan Stanley. Victor in the booth, you got me here?
Yes, I do.
Right on. Good job today, Ethan. Great seeing you come from the back, starting shotgun on the field. Real quick before we get started on your race itself, was there any reason that you decided to take that EOL at the beginning?
I mean, joining the race was kind of a last-minute decision. I put it 10th on the grid, but I had pretty much zero practice. So decided to just start at the back and figure it out from there, and kind of glad I did. Just learned how the dirty air was working, and just slowly made my way up front by the end of the first run.
Oh, you put on a great show. It's great to have you back after a few races off and have you back in the series again. How did you feel on that last run? Did you have anything for Fody to maybe make a move?
Well, I pushed pretty hard on the first couple laps, and after the first 10 laps or so, the dirty air kind of sets in, and after that, I was just kind of bringing it home, just trying to maintain the gap to Ryan behind me.
Certainly. Well, you did a great job. It was fun watching you come through the field and see how those strategies played out. Great job on second place here today, starting from tail end on the field. Anybody you want to give any shout outs to? Any sponsor plugs or anything like that?
Yeah, big shout out to Racecraft Academy. Been a couple races off, but yeah, just kind of not a big fan of this car, but had nothing really going on tonight, so happy to bring home a podium for them. And big thanks to JD Designs painting all my cars, Next Level Racing and Apex Gaming PCs for being sponsors on the car. And just big shout out to you guys up in the booth. Always love watching all these races back. And just big shout out to Chad and all the admins that run this stuff.
Right on. Well, thanks, Ethan. Another great finish here, and great to have you back in the series. Car looked great out there, and look forward to seeing you again next week.
Yep, see you around, guys.
All right, and back over to James for our... Actually, do we have another interview? We'll have to see.
You might have to drag him up.
Yeah, Tyler is still chilling in the Lake Norman voice chat.
Are you sure about that?
There we go.
Well, he was when I looked. Tyler, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yeah.
Man, what a... Practically a curb stomping out there. You were unstoppable out there. Just take us through your run and just where that pace came from.
Yeah, I mean, this is a good combo. It's a fun combo, but really it was just all tire wear in the end, and found a thing or two in the practice, and the fall off was pretty rough. So kind of had a feeling this could go green, and you really wanted to just take care of your stuff the first 10 to 15 laps, and it would really pay off in the end. And that's what we did there, the opening portion of the race. I think I was riding back in fourth or so, and yeah, after about 20 laps, I don't know if everyone had realized how big the fall off would be, but after about 20 or so, they started coming back and got through the field, got the clean air. Weeks was pretty much on the same idea I was, and was kind of just following me through there for most of the race. But once we got that tire advantage in the first run, just was able to kind of build on it through the rest of the pit stops, and was able to get people to kind of go in before me, and then would just go long, and it just kept kind of multiplying with that. And got down to that last green pit run where I was pretty much had caught back up after 15 or so laps, and was looking good, but that yellow came out and made it a little interesting. We had some wave arounds and lappers and a bunch of chaos going on, but was able to get through it and bring it home, so we'll take it.
Yeah, take us through what was going through your mind with all that chaos, especially that restart where you're having to deal with like 10 cars in front of you.
Yeah, I wasn't. It's the old school rules still with this series, so I wasn't fully prepared to be starting. It was like 8th in line, which was interesting for sure. Got boxed in a couple times. Chin got by me, and we were kind of swapping places there. And yeah, it was just tense. I was trying to. We had still 30 or so laps to go. I was trying to just kind of settle in and save some tire for the end of that run, but we ended up getting some more chaos and some yellows, and was just kind of able to weave our way through there, and paid off in the end. But it made it exciting for sure right at the end there.
Absolutely, and yet another dominating win for you. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you like to give?
Yeah, at first just all the Lake Norman guys there. We had Stanley, Gavel, Chris was all there tonight. Made it fun. We were all kind of going through the same stuff there. It was exciting the last little bit, like I was saying, with all the chaos. But shout out to those guys running around here with me, and yeah, shout out to JD Designs, John Cutlip with the paint schemes, and then you guys, of course, up here, Carlos, James, and Victor for running all this stuff and putting on the production. It's always fun to watch them back, so appreciate y'all. And yeah, hopefully we're here talking to you guys again next week.
Yes, sir. We appreciate you, Tyler, and hopefully we are talking to you again next week.
Appreciate it.
Alrighty, there's the man of the hour, Tyler Fody, and I believe that just about does it for us. And first of all, Victor, what your closing thoughts on tonight's festivities?
Yeah, I mean, with Texas, I think you never really know what to expect. It can always go one of a few different ways with this kind of track. And tonight we saw a lot of green flag racing, which was awesome. Just the different strategies playing out, and these drivers did a great job despite these rear tires falling off. They were sliding left and right off of turn 2 and 4, and like you mentioned, even on entry to 1 and 3, and they kept it together for us for most part, and had some great racing, great battles. Love to see it, and I just can't wait to see what happens at our finale next week at Homestead.
Absolutely. And well, I believe it's time for us to get the heck on out of here. For my broadcast partners, Victor Aldrich and Carlos Acosta, I'm James Watson, bidding you adieu from Texas, and see you next week for the finale at Homestead. Good night, everyone.